a bit of flavour and variety to it. Now, Brett has to set up the Germans. The Army Group North, the ones with the N, have to, if they're going to attack, they have to attack the northwest front. Army Group Centre, if they attack on the first turn, they have to attack west. South have to go against the southwest front, and the Romanians and the German army in Romania have to attack the south front on the first turn. You're going to get 6 cards, Brett. I get none. Now, cards in this game are used for a bunch of reasons. You can play them for the event, but that's based on some of the cards have got an initiative symbol against the card. That will determine the timing it can be played. The Germans have the initiative till turn 11, and then the Russians take the initiative. And that means that some cards can be played early, some cards can be played late in the game. And those are the ones with the symbol, either the Maltese cross or the red Russian star. So you can play the cards for the event, assuming the timing is okay. Or you can, what cards are normally being used for is bringing back dead units, bringing back steps. Because when units die in this game, they can actually die in 3 different categories. And what you'll see with the Russians is they will die very quickly and they will come back. Hopefully equally as quickly. So units can be destroyed, which is the box on the top left. That takes a card to bring back, and it's also disorganized. Disorganized means it cannot attack on the turn it comes back. Then there's surrendered, which is the box on the top right, which is the units that are basically starved and destroyed because they're out of supply. That costs 2 cards to come back, and they also come back disorganized for that turn. Units that surrender also get VPs for the side that caused them to go out of supply and stay out of supply. And finally they're shattered, which is sort of like killed, but they come back for free.
Yeah, so this game's a little.
You need to get 6
right,
cards.
I got my cards. Yeah, this game, guys, really it's different than other Eastfront games. It plays like most Eastfront games, but what'll happen is the Russians will, generally speaking, almost for the first few turns, lose everybody on their main front line, but they all come back. So it's you'll see when you play the game. It's a pretty cool little mechanic. And I've got my cards.
You also have 3 blitz markers. So let's find them. These are column shifts that you can apply to combat.
It's generally speaking move, fight, and then there's some movement kind of right after you do your battle. Basically, you move into the hex of the guy you killed, and then infantry can move 1 hex after that, and armor can move 2.
In the open. Now the actual player turns are on, if you go to the toolbar in the middle top, you'll notice 2 basically mini CRTs. If you click on them, you'll see the sequence of play and each side CRT, because it's different for the 2 sides.
So
at the start of the
good.
game, we go straight to stage 4 of the Axis turn, which is movement phase. We skip cards, supply, organization on the first turn. It's straight to your movement. You got 3 blitz counters in the Gulf of Riga, which you can use during the step where you commit markers, part of resolution of combat. So you don't actually declare your blitz markers until you actually go through and resolve the combat, so you can pick and choose.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and start.
Yep, okay. To leave a ZOC, you cannot move from ZOC to ZOC unless a friendly unit negates it. Germans stack 2 per hex, Russians only stack 1. You check stacking at the end of movement. So you cannot move directly from ZOC to ZOC. unless you can negate it with a friendly. Advance after combat, you ignore Zocs. This is a great game of encirclement and destruction that way.
Okay, so we'll start my turn with the movement phase. Yeah, the not moving from zone of control to zone of control really limits you. So like my guys up in the north, and I'll start at the top of the map and work my way down. The 11th or the 18th Army up there and the one it's stacked with, they can't move like north right now because they'd go from one zone of control to another one, so they're kind of stuck there. But I'll move the 4th Panzer 1 hex to the right. It'll stop. I will move 9th Army and 4th Army, which are the two 4-4s. I will move them up into the forest, down to the, what do you want to call that? The northeast, then directly east, then southeast. The 3rd Panzer and the 2nd Panzer are going to go across the Vistula down to the southwest and then directly east. And the 3rd Panzer had to do that because it couldn't move zone of control to zone of control. The 1st Panzer and the 6th Army will go directly southeast. The 17th Army will go southeast and southwest, and both end up next to the south west front. And the remaining units cannot move, so that is my turn, Tim. So now
the Romanians can attack though, don't forget. So they can move after combat if they get advanced. So what Brett's doing now, he's marking all the units that he's going to attack. It's not critical at the moment because I have no cards. But what you can do in this game with a neat little feature is you can force units to attack you. So for example, if I had a card, I sort of could go, okay, you will have to attack the west front. I burn a card, I can mark a unit for counter blow, which means he has to attack me. It's not going to help me at the moment, but at other times where you want to soak off units that would otherwise gang up on one, you can use this counter blow to force somebody to do something they don't want, and hopefully come out of it badly.
Yep, you'll see that when I get closer to Moscow, he'll start being able to do that. Okay, Tim, that's all my attacks. You guys will notice I'm not attacking the west front, and that's by design. He's out of supply right now and surrounded, so there's not a lot he can do. The only thing that it does, there's two thoughts to here. One is to attack it and then advance afterwards so you can move towards the east. The other one is to surround it like that and wait and kill it when it's out of supply, and by doing that you get a victory point because you killed the unit that's out of supply, which is what I'm going to do. I want the victory point.
Yeah, but it won't be out of supply until the end of my turn because we've already checked supply. It started in supply, so it'll go through the whole the German phase in supply, and then it comes round to when we repeat it all as the Soviet player turn in step 2, we'll check supply, and the west will then be out of supply, so it can die in the Russian half of the turn if I cannot get it out of that pocket.
Right, and the problem is, remember, you can't move from zone of control to zone of control, so right now it can't move. But I'm going to go ahead and place my blitz marker, so I'm attacking the northwest, southwest, and south fronts, and I'll put blitz markers on all.
Okay, this is as expected.
Once again, we'll go from top to bottom. So it's 11 to 3, which is a 3 to 1. Okay. The blitz will make it a 4 to 1. And then the river doesn't do anything because I'm right, Tim?
Yeah, only if you're solely behind the river.
Right, so it's a 4 to 1 right now, but I also have a panzer unit attacking an infantry unit, which makes it a 5 to 1. You agree?
Yes. Unfortunately, it does.
And I will roll the die. I'm going to roll the die a bunch of times, Tim, to clear it out, okay? We found when Vassal guys that we have problems with the die roller. So what we do is we both roll. Go ahead and roll it too, Tim. And we just kind of clear it out so it does it. Okay, so I'm going to make my die roll for the 5-to-1 attack.
Yeah.
I roll a 5, which is a DD, which is Defender Destroyed. Now, there's two results here. There's a Defender Shattered and a Defender Destroyed. The difference being the Shattered ones go to the Shattered box and they come back for free. The Destroyed ones go to the Destroyed box and he has to spend a card to get it out of there.
Well, the first thing that happened is I have to retreat them. They have to retreat 2 hexes and then they're destroyed. So if they're blocked by Zox, a unit that is shattered would effectively become a destroyed if I couldn't retreat. But I can retreat this guy back 2 hexes, say a retreat back to Regia, and then he goes to the destroyed box.
Right, now everybody I have can advance, so the 2 infantry units will advance directly east to where he was at.
Well, don't forget you have to advance after combat, including stacking limits. So you can only advance after combat 2 guys.
So only 1 army unit can go? Or 1 infantry unit?
Yeah, you have to maintain stacking during that advance after combat.
Right, but couldn't both... I have to remain it, so both infantry units move into there, then they advanced, then the panzer unit goes in there, then it advances, right?
Let me just double check. It's been 2 weeks since I played this.
I think so.
Yeah, a number of surviving attacking units up to the stacking limit can advance into and remain in the unit's justificated hex.
Really? So I can only advance 2 units into there and then advance after that?
Well, don't forget with the Russians, we've got a stacking limit of 1. That really restricts their ability to advance after combat, the same way as the Germans can.
Okay, so 1 infantry unit in the 4th Panzer will go into that hex that you were in. The infantry unit will go directly east, and the 4th Panzer will go into Riga, and giving me another victory point. You want to do the victory points, Tim?
What do you mean another victory point? That is your first victory point.
Of many to come.
Did you move it? You started at 1 here, on the track.
I did not. It is 1 because I got Koenigsberg.
Okay.
Where are those markers at, Tim? Where are the markers at?
Control markers? I thought they were under markers.
Yeah.
The markers is the to the right of using the module button.
Got it.
Oh, we both did it at the same time.
Okay, so I got that there. Now the attack against the southwest front, here a 5. I'm a 15, that's 3-to-1. The Blitzmarker will make it 4-to-1. The Panzer attacking you will make it a 5-to-1. You agree?
Oh, what a surprise. Go ahead.
Here's my roll. Rolled a 3, which is a Defender Shattered.
That's good for me. So I have to retreat 2, and I can safely retreat 2 without any Zoc problems, and then the unit goes to Shattered.
I will put the 1st Panzer into your hex where you were, and the 17th Army will advance into there. Then the 17th Army will advance 1 hex to the east and into the forest. The 1st Panzer Army will advance 2, and they'll go 1 hex southeast and then directly east. Now the last battle is against the south front. I am 8-3 for a 2-1. A 3-1 because it's the Blitz. Back down to a 2-1 because I'm across the river. You agree?
Oh yes, the Blitz and the river cancel out, don't they?
Yep. So here's my roll. A 4, which is an exchange. Now the other thing about this game is all the Soviet units out there are they only have one side. The German units have 2 sides. So I could take the loss in a Romanian unit, but then it would never come back. So I'm going to flip the 11th Army.
Well, it will come back. It'll just cost you cards.
Okay, your turn. To move that guy back, and then I got to advance.
No, there's no advance. There's no advance and retreat on an exchange. Which is pretty damn... You would want me to retreat or give you an advance after combat, because that could get you very close to Odessa. But that exchange actually saved Odessa from falling straight away.
Right, but you have to lose the south unit, man.
Yep. But no advance after combat with an exchange.
Okay, so that's my movement, combat, removals, which is resupply check, all that. There's this really cool thing to train people in this game. By training, I mean putting them on trains. I can't do that, so it's over to Tim's turn.
You didn't play any cards? Wow, that's worrying.
Not really, Tim, because I can tell you right now, my card hand was not what I would want it to be.
I don't want to know, don't want to know, don't want to know.
I didn't tell you exactly what it was, and I could be lying.
You have a sucky hand, did you? So, beginning part of my turn, I discard down to 2, which I have done, because I had none. And then draw 4. Just looking at my cards a sec. Ooh.
I hope you're doing that noise, Tim, because you got good cards and not because of some other reason I don't want to know about.
Red Orchestra. I'm playing it now. Play at any time to examine the German card hand and discard a card from it. Let's see your
No
cards,
problem.
boy.
No problem.